everyone. Today we're in the classroom, which is fitting for you. So this is Daniel Foote, and who won a Diversity Champion Award back in 2019. So let's start off by telling me a bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Dan Foote. I'm a teacher at Hampton Middle School. I've been there a number of years. Before Hampton Middle School, I was at Prince Charles School, doing resource and also teaching. And then I'm also the CEO and founder of We Believe St. John.
Yes. Okay, and what made you become a teacher?
I was inspired many years ago by a teacher who really took me underneath his wing, Mr. Fern in Vancouver. And he really inspired me. And I became very determined at that time that I was going to follow in his footsteps because of his inspiration and so on. So that's kind of the main reason why I became a teacher.
So what is the WE team, and how and why did you start one at Hampton Middle or St. John?
The WE team, the We Believe team, is focusing a lot on leadership. And the reason for starting it was something that's so needed in our school systems today. Right across Canada, right across the United States, no matter where you go, kids need to learn leadership skills. They need to learn skills of giving back to the community, and that's very important to me. Is that as students learn to give back through volunteering and so on, both locally and globally, it's going to improve their job readiness skills, it's going to improve their life skills, it's going to improve them as a person. In addition, it improves our local economy, it improves us. And even if those people move on to another province, another city, or another town, at least they're going to be connected in that new place to those organizations.
And they'll improve that community.
And they'll improve that community. So it's really important to me, not only as a teacher, but as the founder of We Believe, is to go ahead and get our kids engaged. We need to. We are the only province in Canada that does not have volunteering as a part of graduation requirements.
Really?
And we need to change that. It's time for the government to change that in New Brunswick. It's time for us as teachers to implement it in our classrooms. It's time to empower our kids to go ahead and give back.
I didn't realize in other provinces, like, you needed volunteering.
You do, yeah. And some provinces are up to 200 to 300 hours. I'm not even looking for that. My kids in my classes go ahead and they volunteer 2 hours each term.
Okay.
Our We leadership team goes ahead and they volunteer an awful lot within the community and giving back. It's really important. That's kind of the fabric of our We group.
Okay. That's awesome. That's such a good idea, because kids do need a lot of leadership skills.
They do.
I feel like I didn't get that a lot in middle school.
Yeah,
middle school is just an awkward time.
It is. And what it also does is it helps to connect the parents to the kids.
True.
Oftentimes what's happening now is when the kids go out and they'll volunteer on a weekend or whatever, they'll bring mom and dad along. And so they'll go ahead and they'll volunteer for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then they'll go out for lunch or go shopping or do something. And so it's giving families a time to go ahead and connect. So it's not only getting the kids to volunteer, it's getting the families to volunteer and to give back.
And especially in middle school, it's like you're going through that stage where you don't want to talk to
That's
your
right.
parents at all. So it gets them really involved.
Yes.
Okay. And so how did COVID change your life? Or, I mean, school changed school a lot. And are there any of those changes that you're going to keep in your life?
As far as COVID and so on, it's in a lot of changes as far as within the school system, because last year we're not allowed to bring groups together and so on for in-person. And so that had a huge impact, on the kids. I'm hoping that this year we can bring the in-person back, bring the group meetings back and so on.
They actually had a meeting today about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
and I think it was like you had to wear masks in like communal areas.
that's what I'm thinking, you know, and even if we have to adapt a little bit, that's far better than not having any meeting at all. And so that's really important. As far as We Believe was put on hold in 2020 because of COVID, and we're hoping that May 26, 2022 will take place at TD Station, because we already got 8,000 kids ready to come, and a waiting list of over 4,000 students on that list right now.
A waiting list
for tickets to We Believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Did you think it was going to be that big?
In 2018, we didn't for the first time, but we filled the stadium in 2018. We had over 2,500 people a waiting list at that point, coming in 4 months beforehand. And so knowing our wait list, I'm kind of not surprised, but also the kids want to get together. They want to be with their friends. They want to be with people in a safe environment, and that's the main thing. It has to be safe for all.
That's awesome. That's so cute. Okay, so how did the WE team incorporate the 3 items of the Diversity Champion Awards: diversity, inclusion, and equality?
Well, it brings a story, and I'll make it short. But we, that year in 2019, adopted a family, Rayma, and I can't remember her last name. But what we did is we adopted her family, and we taught them a lot about growing a garden and so on, different things. And so the kids and her family met. They came up with a plan on what they wanted to plant in that garden, what was going to be there. A lot of things that were traditional to Canada, some things that were traditional to her home country. We planted the garden, and then she was mentored and so on as far as keeping that garden going. And then in the fall, they went ahead and harvested that garden. And that project has been duplicated literally thousands of times across Canada. It was the first of its kind to take a school group and to match it with a newcomer family and to go ahead and to teach them planting a garden and so on. And so, of course, it hit many newspapers and so on, radios and talk shows and all that type of stuff across
so you guys
Canada.
were the first ones to do that?
We were the first ones to bring a school group with a newcomer family together over a garden, have the garden as a central plot. It's a simple thing. So it was amazing. Since that time, I received hundreds of emails from people on how empowering it is to take a school group, which is really a simple idea, to take a newcomer family and to connect them. And then that newcomer family becomes connected to the community based upon the garden. That newcomer family goes ahead and they teach other people that are coming, and then it kind of grows literally from there forward. Which is great, you know, so it's exciting. And that was one thing that we did in 2019. I don't know if it's going to be for 21-22 school year. I would hope so. But being realistic, even if it's the next year, that will be great because we want to get that up and going again right here in St. John.
Yeah, and what has happened to the family since then? Have they kept it going?
They have kept it going.
That's awesome.
And they're very active within the community, very active here at Foote, actually.
Oh, really?
And so it's kind of exciting, you know, that we played just a small little part in that. But
it's grown so much.
It's grown, and we've taught a skill that they will know and they can pass on for the rest of their life. You know, coming from a war-torn country, planting a garden is just not on the top of your priority.
Yeah, it's not
but
like
coming
something.
to Canada, you know, and especially in New Brunswick and so on, planting a garden is kind of the fabric of most of the people in New Brunswick. And so that's really important in teaching that skill because it's a part of our culture, but it's a way to connect that family. And it's so simple and inexpensive. You spend $20, there's your garden.
Yeah.
Everything's ready to go. You know?
Yeah. Like seeds are like the least expensive thing
Exactly.
you can get.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that. I'd heard about it. I just didn't realize it started here.
It started right here, right at Prude, with Sherry and Dan getting together.
That's awesome. So, do you know who nominated you for the award?
I don't.
You don't?
I have an idea, but I don't.
Okay, how did you feel about being nominated?
I was honored to tears to be nominated and so on. I was so thankful. I was thankful for the recognition of what the WE team has done at Hampton Middle School. I was thankful for what we believe St. John has done for schools right across the province, Nova Scotia, PEI, and the state of Maine. Over 280 schools represented that day in 2018. We've got equally that many schools for 2022. But it's going ahead and it's taking these ideas that people have and adapting them somewhat to our culture, our climate, and so on, and then moving forward with those ideas. And we believe gives a platform, Prude gives a platform to go ahead and to share those ideas and then just let them grow.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Explain the night of the Diversity Champion Awards. Was there any memorable stories? Any connections made?
There was a lot of connections that were made. It was exciting to see people within the community and to learn of new groups in the community being awarded too for what they've done. So we met a lot of people, shared a lot of stories, and instilled a lot of skills into people that were interested in kind of doing what we have done before. And so it was really exciting to share, and then to also to talk to others just about what they've done.
That's good. Okay, and how did you feel about winning?
Humbled. Very, very humbled, and very, very honored, and very, very thankful. Thankful to be recognized at what Hampton Middle School students have done. Thankful to be recognized what the board and what people have done at We Believe St. John. It was a great honor to be recognized for those things.
Well, you guys deserved it.
Thank you.
And how did winning the award change We Believe?
Oh, it made us, I guess, focus even more on newcomer families. At We Believe, it gave an opportunity in 2018 for about 80 to 100 people to come from the Foote organization, newcomers and so on, and to witness an event, to immerse them in Canadian culture with music like Brett Kitzel and Tyler Shaw and Madeline Merlot, meeting people like Heather Moyse, the Olympian, and it immersed them into Canadian culture and let them get a taste of what it's like, and of a huge event. You know, in 2022, we are the largest youth event in Canada, right here in St. John, New Brunswick, as far as number-wise and so on. And so it's really exciting, you know, to be acknowledging that, and to be just thankful, you know, that people want to come and so on, and get a taste of what Canadian culture is really like.
Oh, awesome. Okay, and now the three last questions are more like fun little questions.
Okay.
So if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
New Brunswick youth to volunteer.
Yes.
That would be the top thing.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
There's no reason why our youth should not be volunteering.
It's crazy. Like, volunteering is so good for the community, and then
It's
good
a
for your
win-win.
resume.
It's a win-win for everybody, and there is no reason that we should not be doing that. It allows you to pick something. Okay, I'm going to go volunteer here at Romero House or whatever, and you go in, you like it. Well, maybe that's where you want your job or your career path to take you. Maybe you're not going to like it at all.
And then you realize that.
Then you realize it for you pouring money in university and in college and so on. So you go off and you volunteer at the zoo. Well, you might be really passionate about animals and so on. And then you're going to know, this is my niche. This is what I want to do. Even before you put a dime into training and so on. You know, so it really helps.
Yeah, that's what my parents always said. They were like, go try it out. If you don't like it, you can try something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's so true.
Okay. And if you could give advice to any other province that wants to start a We Believe team, what advice would you give them?
Start small. Get your feet wet. Try a few things out that are out of the ordinary. See how it goes, and then the next year double, and each year after that. You know, for the past number of years, there's been over 100 people at Hampton Middle School that will apply for the We team.
How many can you take?
We take 20.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes 25 and so on.
But at least
you know, they've got to apply, they've got to interview, they've got to get a resume to me. They've got questions that they have to answer and so on. There's a deadline for that. They're all looked over, they're all analyzed, they're all talked, their references are called, and so on. And the main thing I am looking for is youth that are passionate about helping others. You know, passionate to do something to change the world. And that we believe, our motto is we believe that youth can come together to change the world. And that's what we want to do with our groups across the school systems and so on, is bring groups together that are going to change the world. There might be in that group 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different interests, and they might break up into their different interest groups on what they're going to do that year. But every year's different. Every single team is very different, and every passion is different. But the important thing is coming together just to ignite those flames, to get people to act, you know, and to volunteer and to give back. And so that's the advice I would give, is start small and then really watch it grow, but try new things and don't be afraid to try something new. The garden was completely out of the ordinary. Both Sherry and I just sat and we brainstormed and so on, and then it went from there. people had always done matching people up with gardens training, but taking a newcomer family, people hadn't thought about that. And it was just a different twist and so on. But it worked, it was successful, it attached that family to this community, and they're still in St. John today.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then finally, where is your award now?
My award hangs on my wall in my office,
Oh, awesome.
at the We Believe office and so on. I often talk about it and often share with people about the award, about the We Believe team in Hampton Middle School and so on. So yes, it is a point of conversation almost every single day with people who walk in my office.
That's awesome. And how can people get involved in We Believe? For if it happens in 2022.
It will happen.
It will happen. Cross the fingers, it will happen.
www.webelieve.ca is our webpage. That feel free to check in on there. There is a way to go ahead and email me right on that page. It's really easy. If you're on the Facebook, We Believe St. John, We Believe SJ is on Facebook, and then go ahead and get a hold of me that way. We're always looking for volunteers. Our doors are always open. We're always looking for new ideas, new speakers, and so on. I get excited each time as we're bringing the speakers together, and what's happening in 2022 is going to be absolutely amazing, with speakers from all over North America, and 3 of which are the top speakers in North America right here in St. John, sharing the same stage on May 26, 2022.
Can you give us a little hint on who it is?
No.
I tried. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to me today.
No problem.